We begin in the nation's capital, where the Federal Executive Council has approved the sum of 92.12 billion naira for the construction of a second runway at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. This approval is coming a day after President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurated a new terminal building at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, disclosed the development while briefing State House correspondents at the end of the virtual council meeting presided over by President Buhari at the Presidential Villa. He said the entire sum will be spread over a number of projects to be carried out at the airport within a period of 12 months. According to the minister, the approval is a follow-up of the President's directive to the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, to source special funding for the second runway of the airport.
Historically, there has been an attempt to put up a runway in Abuja. At the time, the company that was given the contract quoted 75 billion naira, and the contract was awarded, but Nigerians, through the People's Parliament, rose up and struggled for the contract to be cancelled. Perhaps what should have been done at that time, if funding or price was the issue, they could have reviewed it downwards to appropriate price and get the runway done, not throwing the baby with the bathwater. If that had happened during the life and times of the first government, we wouldn't have the need to shut down Abuja for repairs for some 6 odd weeks.
And to legislative matters, the upper and lower chambers of the National Assembly have resolved to appeal the judgment which directed the Attorney General of the Federation to delete Section 84, subsection 12 of the newly signed Electoral Act. This followed a deliberation on the court order during Wednesday's plenary in both chambers, during which the lawmakers decided to set aside the decision of the court and appeal the judgment. At the Senate, Senator George Sekibo and scores of other senators sponsored a motion on the urgent need to appeal the Umuahia Federal High Judgment. In seconding the motion, Senator Sabi Abdullahi described the move as timely. For lawmakers in the Green Chamber, the clause in question is directed at political appointees, not civil servants. They insist the court passed a judgment on a matter which was not included in the Electoral Act passed by the National Assembly. Right, staying with court matters, where proceedings in relation to the extradition of suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abba Kyari, to the United States has been stalled at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Mr. Kyari is to be handed over to the U.S. government over allegations of wire fraud involving Abbas Ramon, popularly known as Hush Puppy, an Instagram celebrity. The Attorney General of the Federation filed an extradition application at the Federal High Court, Abuja, following a request by the diplomatic representative of the U.S. Embassy in Abuja. The request from the U.S. authorities, according to Mr. Malami, is for the surrender of Abba Kyari, who is a subject in a superseding 3-count indictment. At the hearing of the suit, counsel for the AGF, Pius Akuta, informed the court that the case was for preliminary hearing. Counsel to Mr. Kyari, Nureni Jumo, told the court that he had not been served with relevant court papers, and subsequently the judge adjourned the suit till 27th April, following Mr. Akuta's undertaking to serve the necessary court documents on Mr. Kyari within 2 days. And now to politics. With barely 3 days to the All Progressives Congress National Convention, another aspirant for the national chairmanship position of the party, Abdullahi Shinkafi, has withdrawn from the race. Dr. Shinkafi says the decision to withdraw from the race is to respect the party supremacy and the decision to zone the position to the North Central. He appealed to all party members, especially governors and National Assembly members, to support Governor Mai Malabudi in his quest to conduct a free, fair and transparent national convention that will lead the APC to victory in the 2023 general elections. Abdullahi Shinkafi's withdrawal follows that of former governor of Borno State, Ali Modu Sharif, who also pulled out due to the party's zoning arrangement.
I hereby withdrawn from the contest I hereby also respect the party supremacy, going by the zoning by the caretaker and extraordinary convention planning committee led by His Excellency Miamala Boni. The office of the national chairman, which I have intended to contest for, have been zoned to the North Central. I know what is called party supremacy. I know what is called party administration. I know what is called respect for the leaders.
And the Youth Initiative for Advocacy, Growth and Advancement, YAGA Africa, has launched an engagement with local government officials, faith-based organizations, youth and women groups to discuss ways to promote a culture of public deliberation for informed policy decisions at the grassroots. The first phase of the engagement starts in Lagos with 3 local government areas, and we have details in this report.
Nigerian returned to democracy in 1999. There has been a decline in the delivery of social service at the local government level due to endemic corruption, weak institutions, and oversight. As a result of this, the Youth Initiative for Advocacy, Growth and Advancement, YAGA Africa, is engaging social groups, local government officials, youth and women on opportunities for democracy that promotes a culture of public deliberation and informed policy decisions at the grassroots.
And the idea for deliberative democracy and what we are calling the People's Assembly is to have people from different interest groups in a community deliberate on issues that concern them. So they highlight issues, they discuss around the issues, and then they agree on what is most important to them at that point, and they put it together and engage government as a policy decision.
Conversation seeks to establish a representative kind of democracy, and this initiative is to have representatives of different interest groups at the local government level, which is the government that is closest to the people, hold a sort of assembly, and this is in partnership, or this is in collaboration with the local government's elected officials as well.
For YAGA Africa, the first phase of the program, which involves the 3 local government areas in Lagos, will be replicated in other parts of the country. It is an avenue to reach out to more people at the grassroots and inform them about how local governments should operate in the country.
However, the idea is actually to have the government and the interest groups, the people, in the same room to have the conversation. But now we only have Koshofe representation or local government represented here. But post this, the conversation is to now go to the local government offices and engage them. But we're hoping that subsequent People's Assembly, you have both the government in the room and then the people engaging in the public deliberation.
First step, right? This is the pilot meeting. After this, they would go back to their different local governments. Would also engage. We are engaging with the chairman or the chairman of the 3 local governments that are being represented here today. So after this, they go back. We also support them, or we guide them in hosting or in holding this assembly, right? And we ensure that the local government chairman is also carried along. So, in addition, many are of the opinion that if the dividends of democracy can reach people at the grassroots, that the country can be on the path of growth and development. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Lagos.